Hi everyone, and today I'm going to make a rose for my cake. So I'm going to need my homemade gum paste. I have a pink color, some shortening, some water, a cornstarch, and the cheesecloth, which I make just to top on the surface and make it dry, and some tools which you're gonna see. So first I'm going to make a middle of my rose, so the initial bud. I'm not going to take a lot of gum paste. I start from the small piece. So this is a piece I take. I just make a drop shape, a little drop shape using your hands. You might not get it right from the first time, but something like this. And I have some prepared before the wire, which I taped with a green tape. I put it inside my bud, let's call it this. I just shape it a little bit here so it will stick. Now I'm going to put some petals on it. So this bud, I get it a little bigger than my previous one. So first I'm going to make a couple of petals. I take a piece of gum paste. Yeah, try to do it faster so you could see what I'm going to do. I just heat it up in my hands, in my palms. So using the cornstarch, make it not that sticky. And then I roll it with, you can roll it with whatever you have in your hands. So I use some marker which is not in use anymore. I cleaned it and then I could use it. If it's sticky, you can add some starch. At this stage, I felt I could use my regular huge one, huge roller pin, and then just shape it with a smaller one. This way. So you have it. It's not transparent yet. Let me see what's happened there. So it's not transparent yet, but you take any form. I just bought one at dollar store in Kids Craft department, so I don't have any special cutters for a rose, so I took a heart-shaped cutter and using tools made it just a drop shape. So for me that one is perfect. For this piece, okay, let me see how much I'm going to make. Okay, I can make extra even 3 petals. So I got 3 petals, put leftover under the plastic cover. So first 2 I put here and 1 is just left. I put on the foam mat. Then using one of my, again, dollar store utensils, whatever utensils you can use. Before I could use whatever I could find in my kitchen, in kids' room, and sure, you have to clean it before you use and make sure nobody will touch it afterwards. So you just slightly roll out the edges, not all of them, but just mostly the top. And then I use this one, the cellophane drum, so a little bit make thinning inside the so I take the brush with just water, a little, so you see it's shiny, it's almost invisible. So I use only water to stick my gum paste. I put this leaf on the bud. And first I just want to cover the as much as possible my bud with this petal, so there's a little water, just very little, so it will stick here, and then I use some little water here, so it's going to stick here. Okay, well, it's drying, and just make it and hang it just like this. Then I'm going to do pretty much the same thing with the second one. I put it on the foam mat. I make a little thinning of the edge of these petals. A little thinning of the edge. I don't need a lot. Then I do roll a middle of the petal so it could stick nicely. Then I take this petal, I take my rosebud, again use some water. Okay, was pretty sure that this bud is going to be covered with this leaf, so use this, make a second leaf, second petal just like this, stick it with water glue. I call it water glue, but it's just water, which is a glue for my gum paste. And this time I got a pretty nice gum paste. I could hardly get this, making it homemade. So now your bud look like this. There's 2 petals. So then I'm going to have 3 more petals for the next layer. I have 1 which is left from the previous cut. So make the edge a little edgy, thinner, like this. You don't need a lot, just make it. You can actually use this one, the same tool, to make it thinner in the middle. And you see it is like a transparent. You could see the wire. You can see the wire. Opa. So it's okay. I have this. Did I use the foam mat? Okay, I didn't. So I could even do this with my just regular. Now I see, you see this part. So you little glue here and glue here. Then you put this petal just like this. Okay. You put it and you glued it. And glue like this. Then hang it. You can hang it. If it doesn't stick, just hold it for a couple of seconds and put it back. So now I'm going to make another. I use smaller tools if I need something really small. So you can put the cornstarch in between the rolling, so it's don't make it too thin before you cut, because it's going to be not easy to. Okay, try to do the petals the way you could get the most petals in the single cut. In the single roll. So 3 this time, and 4. So let me see. No, I don't get it already. No. Okay, this time you can use the foam mat. You can use the. This time I use the silicone mat. Sometimes I put. Okay, I just got it accidentally. Okay, this petal is going to be inside, so it's most probably won't be seeing this rip, this piece of broken petal. I don't use any other deeper foam. Okay, no. So I put 1 of them, and I know roses have particular orders in their bud leaves, but I usually do just to overlap the petals. So, and the third level, you see this is first, second, and third going to be here. So I glued it's here. So little as little as you could water, but just make it stick. And don't put too much water because it can melt. Okay. Okay, this one is going to dry now. Okay, take another one. Just I'm trying to do this as fast as I could because I have some time limits. Not on making cake, but just other my daily activities. So make this edge really thin. It's almost transparent, and I'm really glad that my homemade paste allowed me to do that. If you want to do it a little more, I would say, okay, let me see, what do we have? Okay, this two. If you could do this edge, but this one shows, leaves the print, so I don't want this. Just leave it like this. And even if it's going to be a little ripped on the edge, they're real roses. Sometimes could have this. Not all of them are perfect. And if you're not doing the only one rose in your cake, that's probably going to be invisible or unnotable. Put the third leaf of the second, and just make sure all leaves are on the same level, all petals, sorry. So, and okay, put it glue here, hold it for a few seconds. Okay, here, glue at the edge here. Okay, it's almost dry, okay. Brush is almost dry. Okay, let's look like this at this stage. Okay, I see our bud is a little more visible, so if you don't like this, you can initially put some print on the bud, so it will look, even if somebody looks inside, it will look like there are leaves. You can cut the bud, not the cut, but just make little prints with your knife as there are leaves. Okay. Trying to make it at the middle. Why I do this in the middle? Because the shape of the roses became thicker and thicker in the middle because of the leaves. And this petal, I like it. It looks really realistic. I like it. This one. Okay, this is going to be next level. Okay, 3 petals. Okay, this one was the last. So the next one I'm going to put just on from the opposite side of the last petal. Okay. Okay. You can put a little here, you can put a little here. I'm going to show you a fast way. You can do this with your finger to make it a little open, because when it will dry you can do this. So this sticks very easily. It dries pretty much very fast. Okay, this one just... Oh, this is how it looks now. This is how it looks from the back. Okay, now I have one more petal and try to remember how many layers you already have. So I have done 2 layers and this is a 3rd layer. I'm really not trying to put a thin middle of the petal. And okay, it's a little acid here. Okay, once I tried to make a little thinner edge, so I just press it a little more harder, and it's really became a little thinner. You can stick this one. Okay, the last one was here. Now you can cover up the next. Make sure everything's clean. All the brushes, all the tools. Your table is really important too. So this one you can also open a little like this. You just want to open it a little bit and hang it. Now we have some leftovers. I can pinch another one. I didn't promise this is going to be as fast rolls, but I'm really trying hard to make it as fast as I can, so you would see how much it's taking a real time to make rolls. So press a little bit. Now my battery on the camera is very low, so really I need to do it fast. First, cover petals underneath. Use the tool. And you know what? If you need to make really nice edge, as you see, what happened when I tried to do it on the silicone mat? It's really wavy. So if you put it on the silicone mat and do the same stuff, it's going to be really wavy. But I just want to leave this to the last petals for the last level of them. Last row. Okay, now I'm going to glue this. We're here. And as you roll thinner and thinner, you have to use less and less water to glue them together. And just a little water. I could say only the ants could deliver that less water, that little amount, so you're just trying to open it. If you want it to have more open, you just have to leave it this way. And because for me it's easier right now. Okay. Okay. First I thin the edge on the foam mat. Then I'm trying to do the same to make it a little wavy here. And you really have to make a lot of mistakes before you can get the same. This isn't my first rose and my first ever flower, but if you won't make a mistake, you won't learn. That's a life rule. And it really took me a while to find the recipe of the gum paste. And really what I have, it's nowhere in the internet. I just modified my recipe of every time I make flowers, and it gets good better and better. So I hope I'll make some video on the how to make a homemade gum paste, but I think you could find it on the internet. And really it depends on everything, and pretty much on your luck, your creativeness, your desire to make something edible, not chemical, and something affordable. You don't need almost anything, but it really, even, I'll tell you a secret, it even smells like rose. Yeah. Because you can buy some rose oil, which is really natural in an organic store, which I buy, and put a little drop in your gum paste if you're going to make roses. You see it gets better and better, better and better. Nicer and nicer, nicer and nicer, my rose. Leaves are almost transparent. You see the next level, I make it a little lower, so this rose is going to be a little more open. Okay, and now I have to make a break